Hello and welcome. Are you wondering if you should transfer your car into your trust? Me too. I wonder what you should do. Just kidding. I'm going to give you the answer. All right. So, if you're a client of ours, we've probably gone over this with you in our review meeting and our funding meeting. And if not, or you're not a client of ours, hi, I'm Ali. I'm the owner and founder of Goff Legal. We do estate planning for clients throughout California. Cars are fun, not just to drive, but also in terms of transferring them and dealing with the DMV. Fun fact. Most of my fun facts are not very fun. They're like scary, dark facts that I pretend are fun. This one's a fun fact. Transfers during your life are way harder than transfers after death. Don't ask me why. I don't understand it. I don't think I'm going to ever understand it. But what I can tell you is financial accounts, retirement accounts, real estate, super incredibly important that you get them in the trust because we can't do it after your death unless we go to court and have a bunch of problems. Not cars, not most cars. I'm going to give a caveat. Let's just call this your run of the mill standard car worth less than $100,000, not a collector's item, and the value of it's doing this. Then you get a new car. It's up here. It does this. Okay. Typically speaking, cars don't need to be transferred into trust. They can. There's not necessary. You have an owner, a joint owner. When you're dead, we can fill out a pretty simple form that says, hi, please either transfer it to my trust or I'm going to go ahead and sell it or transfer it to the beneficiary. So that's pretty typical vehicle. Two caveats. One, collector's items, vehicles that are appreciating or have a higher value, or if your estate, meaning all of your assets, are worth more than, say, about $200,000, you're going to want to consider putting those assets into trust just to make sure there's not an issue. Our trusts contain a clause that says, I mean for everything to be in my trust. And then we have another document that says, I hereby transfer all of my personal property into my trust. Your vehicles are personal property. So by nature of that document, technically, legally, your vehicles and all that stuff is in your trust. But the title doesn't say that. So multiple vehicles, collector's items, things that you want to be transferred via your trust. I give this specific vehicle to this beneficiary. I think I'm going to recommend that you put that in your trust so that there's no question about whether you want it in your trust or not and where it goes. Remember that $200,000 limit I mentioned? That is cumulative all of your assets that are not in trust and don't have a beneficiary designation. So if you have two six-figure vehicles and a few cash accounts worth maybe $50,000, you're over the probate limit and you are at risk of probate by not funding those vehicles or not funding that account into your trust. So most vehicles we're not super worried about because they decline in value and you tend to replace them pretty often, every couple years, every 5 years, 10, 20 even. But if you have the higher end vehicles or collector's items, or you have a significant amount of your assets are in vehicles, like let's say you have a car museum or your Jay Leno, and you have a warehouse of gorgeously curated vehicles, you're going to want to have that in your trust. Maybe a business entity. I don't really know how he does things. That's not today's video. But it is important that we're thinking a little more through that, the more risk those vehicles might be. So with that, that's how to, well, whether I should or not, fund my vehicle into my trust. If you have questions that we didn't answer or want to get a hold of our team, you can do that at our website, gofflegal.com.